How dare Henry Bolingbroke raise an army and challenge King Richard II? We shouldn't even have to write these medieval political ads. For centuries England has looked to the heavens to give our nation her kings, the divine right of royalty. Dare we cross the wishes of our Lord? Why should we give the throne to an untested cousin of the king? The power of the throne affects everyone. Who would you trust with this temptation? The rightful king, or an impudent noble who has just recently been bickering with Thomas Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk? This dispute arose from Bolingbroke's allegations against Mowbray. Bolingbroke accused him of being complicit in the death of the king's uncle, Thomas of Gloucester. I spoke with a court servant who, on condition of anonymity, told me that Richard said this of the two noblemen, quote, "High-stomached are they both, and full of ire, enraged deaf as the sea, hasty as fire." Would the people of England want a king who becomes deaf as the sea and hasty as fire when upset? Every time Bolingbroke disagrees with someone, will he settle it with a duel?
This man, Henry Bolingbroke, is a treasonous fraud. He hath raised an army against England, your mother country, and I, your king. If I am your king, then you better bow down before me. If I am not your king, then show me the God who hath deposed me. And what god or man would depose someone of such high fashion? These shoes, for instance. The finest Italian leather. The final word is, I am your king, God appointed, and I will stay your king forever. I am King Richard II, and I approved this message.
Richard, look at him. This pretty boy was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Given the crown at the age of 10, he never knew what it was like to be among the common people. Look at the fine Italian clothes that he squanders his riches on. He feasts on endangered species as delicacies. He has seized inheritance money from his own flesh and blood in order to fund his many indulgences. Now he's raised the taxes of people like you and I so that he can enter a meaningless war with Ireland. The time is now to relieve Richard of his duties and replace him with a man of the people, a man who truly understands the plight of the commoners, a man like Henry.
Hello, England. Are you tired of all the wars and the pork barrel spending that Richard II has brought upon our land? I know I am. I'm Henry Bolingbroke, and I want to be your king. I may not be into fancy Italian shoes or big words that no one can quite understand. I'm a man of the people. If you allow me to violently overthrow my cousin, Richard II, I promise to bring this land back to the peace and prosperity that it once had. And after I overthrow Richard, I promise that I will lock him up in a cell and starve him to death. I want him to suffer, so you, the citizens of this great land, will not. I'm Henry Bolingbroke, and I approve this message.